How you doing, guys? Professor EDC with another first impressions video, and yes, it's a Medford. It's a smooth criminal Medford, and well, let's get to it. All right, so the full length is 7 inches, closed 4 inches, and the blade length is at 3 inches. The cutting edge 2.87. It's a hollow grind that tapers down to a really nice hollow, but it's a pretty thick stock thickness, around 150 thousandths. And behind the edge, I don't have that, but it's either 20 thousandths or just a bit under 20 thousandths. But it's a great cutter. It really is. And the blade is S35 VN, like I said, and it's PVD coated. Handle material. What's the aluminum? It's anodized aluminum, and these grooves are just very well done. I was just really surprised by the fit and finish of this particular knife. I know a lot of people complain about a few things of the Praetorian and bigger knives, but this one is, I think, well, it surprised me, and I really liked it. So far, I have been only interested in two Medfords, and one was the Strider collaboration, which I don't remember the name right now, and of course the Slim Midi Marauder. Those were the two Medfords that interest me at some point. But then came along this one with all US made, even the hardware, and great action. One of the things that I absolutely don't like is the flipper and where it's placed. Why? Why, Professor O? Why? Because there you go. Yep, that's what happens when you don't place the flipper at the same level than the pivot, because it needs that strength, that pull. And let's see, CRKT Hoot Nanny. You can see the flippers lined up with the pivot. No strength at all. And of course, this doesn't feel as smooth as the Medford, but it opens every time, and I don't have to use almost any strength. But in this case, really have to use more strength if I want to open it with my index. But you can also open it with the button lock. So, or with less strength in the finger and just a flick, and it's so smooth that it's going to ride along the pivot and open up without any difficulties. But that's a small detail that I noticed. Let's go to the comparisons. I did all the video before the comparisons, and I do think that comparisons are very important. I don't know, what do you guys think? At least for me, it lets me know if it's a size I want, US quarter, Sharpie, number 2 pencil, if it's something that I might really be interested or not. Let me put those away. Have a bunch of GECs over here, and that's the Victorinox Huntsman, the Buck 110. There we go. Sorry. been talking. This is like the 6th video I do in a row. So there you have it. It's about almost an inch bigger, 3/4 of an inch bigger than the Victorinox Huntsman. So as you can see, it's a pretty small, very EDCable knife, and I really like that. It's very EDCable, but at the same time it's just so strong. There's the Rat 2 and the Rat 1. As you can see, it's about the same size as the Rat 1, just by a hair shorter. Let's have a look at that view, and you can see the thickness on this bad boy. Of course, it had to be a Medford, right? Who would have thunk it? I mean, such a small EDC blade, and that stock thickness. Let's compare with the bug out. There. Let's get it in frame. And the PM2. Hope you guys can see that. There we go. Now let's lie them down. Again, let's get them in frame. There you go. So, what do you guys think? You know, it makes me wonder. Let me do one more comparison because I have it right here. Here's the Chaparral by Spyderco. It is something a bit contradictory. This some brands and knife makers, because of their attitudes, and yeah, I'm valuing the knife. I'm having a look and doing a first impressions of the knife, not the person. But at the same time, you can't really separate one from the other, can you? And well, there's a lot that goes on, and just you hear and then you see and you watch certain aspects of the person, and this is something that nobody told me. This is something I watched live on Instagram, and you know, it's disappointing. It's disappointing because if this person can make such a good knife, it's a pity. And then again, at some point, I will try to reach out to Medford, to Greg Medford himself, and just try to talk and have an interview in Spanish for the Spanish audience around the world, and you know, try to get to know the person and see if all that goes on is just mere publicity, negative publicity, or if it's true. And you know, just want to have my own opinion. Always try to do that. But anyways, it does affect. That's what I'm getting at. Yep, went into the weeds, but it does affect, and this has happened with other knife makers. This has happened with other brands. Malone knives, their attitude in Instagram when I had a complaint about, I bought a knife from them, and this is something I've spoken before. I don't know if the video is only in Spanish, but anyways, just a really bad customer service, and you know, just not gonna recommend them. Just don't care if it's a pretty good knife, but the customer service sucks, and or up to that point, And it has happened with other knives and folders and other things. You know, I look for better customer service. I think it's as important almost as the article itself. I may be wrong. So take it or leave it. If it serves you, take it. If it doesn't, throw it to the trash. Doesn't matter. But I gotta say what I gotta say. And I don't mean to offend anyone, but it's just my experience. It prevents me from buying. If I have bought anything, and this is a big one, and I will talk about this in a future, if it ever arrives, in a future episode about Monterey Bay knives and a very, very disappointing situation there that I hope it is fixed, but it just prevents me and a lot of people that I know as well from buying there ever again. So I hope I'm hoping to make my own mind, my own opinions, and at some point I will reach out to Mr. Greg Medford himself and try to talk to him and see for myself. And I will keep you updated with those kind of incidents, because I think it's important, as well as those incidents that started off negatively and then were closed by a fantastic customer service, like it is, for example, with the Knife Center. Whatever problem that I have ever had, whatever situation with any knife, even though I'm in Mexico, they have fixed it, and it's just I cannot recommend more Knife Center. I don't get any discounts. I don't get nothing. This is just me as a normal buyer, as a normal customer, and the people there at customer service are very nice, particularly Kristen. And I don't know if she was moved to another area, but they do a great job, and she has done a fantastic job. So thank you, Knife Center. Thank you, Kristen. Yeah, got a shout out to those who make things happen and worry about their customers. And I will keep on doing so with other brands and knives and articles. Anyways, enough of these weeds. That's the Medford Smooth Criminal. Professor EDC out.